course, this is just my experience, but obviously, you know, when you get to a certain age, you see patterns, and then you realize, well, this is just how women are. When it comes to love and when it comes to their behaviors in relationships and sex and things like that, it's not new. There's nothing that's new development, or, there's only rarities. And the rarity is that if a girl's like 18, 19 and she marries her high school sweetheart and they live happily ever after and they don't get divorced in 5 years or 10 years or whatever, I mean, that's a rarity, right? It's common that these girls are out riding the cock carousel until age 30 and they have a baby dad or two and kids out of wedlock. That's common, right? But to find love is uncommon, I think. Genuine love. Most love is conditional. Most love is based on, the man providing. And this is what you learn. And that's the hardest thing to learn. The hardest thing to learn is that you don't have value as a man in a woman's eyes if you don't make money. And I'm talking about even if you're good looking. They'll sleep with you and they'll play around with you and they'll date you and toy around with you. But when it comes to love, quote unquote, and a long-term relationship, they will discard you if you don't have money, if you don't have finances. And this is one of the probably saddest realities about life. One of the saddest realities about quote unquote love and relationships is that hypergamy is real. Okay, Kanye West, in all his goofiness, and I don't like him, but because he's obviously an egomaniac, but he was right. I ain't saying she's a gold digger, but she ain't messing with no broke dudes, and that's just a fact. And that's etched in women's DNA. A lot of guys say, "Oh, well, you're not a man if you don't take care of your own, provide for your own." I just disagree. I don't think that that's what makes you a man. I think what makes you a man is your character. I think what makes you a man is your morality, your honesty, your personality, right? How you carry yourself. That's what makes a man. Because if our only barometer of manliness or manlyhood or dare I say an alpha male or a real man, quote unquote, is resources and financial resources, then Donald Trump is a great man. Can everybody agree that Donald Trump is a great man? No. Look at his character. Look at how he carries himself. Look at how he talks to people. Look at what he writes on Twitter. He's a mad, angry, immoral person. And this is our president in America. This is a perfect example of how America really operates, of what America really deems as male quality characteristics. He's got this beautiful, I don't think she's that great, but he's got this beautiful model, high class Russian bride essentially, right? She's a model, supermodel, and he chose her to have his kids, and she accepted. Do you think that woman loves him for his looks and his personality, and he's just so warm and kind? I mean, you got to be high to think that, right? And if you take that as an example and you say, wait a minute, and you look and you take a look around, you go outside, you take a look around and you look at relationships and how they function and how the woman responds to the man and the interpersonal dynamics there, the social dynamics between a married man and a woman, you realize it's conditional. You realize everything is conditional. Their love and their, quote unquote, affection and bond and all these things that really are very important. And I would, dare I even say, sacred. The love between a man and a woman has been boiled down into an exchange, a financial interaction, a financial transaction, I should say, financial transaction of quote unquote love and intimacy in exchange for resources, for room and board. Now you might say, oh well, Jay, a lot of these women out here are working now, and a lot of them are taking care of stuff, and they can. It's a free country now, and when women have rights and they can go out and run businesses and do things like that, and they do that. There's a lot of women doctors, and yeah, but are they shacking up with guys that don't have anything? Are those women shacking up with guys who don't have money? Of course not. Pay attention to what people do, not to what people say, not to idealism and quote unquote this equality bullshit. Pay attention to what people do. It's not in a woman's nature to be with a guy who doesn't have money. That's just a fact. It's just what it is. And this is hypergamy, and this is the cruelest red pill truth. It's the cruelest red pill truth, because what it means is that your worth as a man is boiled down to what you can provide. That had nothing to do with your character, has nothing to do with how good of a guy you are. It's boiled down to what you can provide. What can you do for her? This is what it is. So it's an exchange. And I question even these traditional roles. I question the traditional male-female roles. Now, I'm not saying it's okay for guys to be bums. I'm not saying it's okay for women to be bums. Both of that is wrong. A woman shouldn't just sit around and pop out babies and wash dishes and do laundry, just as much as a man shouldn't sit at home and play video games and smoke weed. Right? Both of those things are incorrect. You should seek to improve yourself. You should be able to take care of yourself on this planet. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the fact that women wait around at the finish line. They wait around for the guys who have their stuff together. And you know this because they ain't messing with no broke dudes. I ain't saying she a gold digger, but they ain't messing with no broke dudes. Trust me, and you know it. If you're in the dating game, you know it. How many times has a girl, you've been on a date and she asked you what you do for work? It comes up, man. What do you do? What do you do? What's this? What's that? What do you do? It's particularly in America, it's all about success. Look at the film Scarface. When he's talking to his friend, they're chilling out at the pool, and his friend's like, "Oh, I bet I could get that girl," and da da da. And he goes over and he flicks his tongue at her, and she's like, "Oh," and she slaps him, and Scarface laughs at his friend, and he's like, "Ha ha ha ha! This country is like a big pussy waiting to get fucked. In this country, first you get the money, then you get the woman." That's so true. Why? Because back in Cuba, everybody was poor. So the women didn't care. They just chose the man they loved because they're all poor. Right? When you live in a poor country, hypergamy is probably a lot less, although I'm sure it still exists. It's in female nature, but still. Come to America and you got guys wearing these suits, and that's what that whole movie's about. That whole Scarface film, that's what it's all about. You got guys running around in suits, wearing driving $75,000 cars, sports cars. That's what Scarface is all about. He's on the come up, right? He wants to get the woman. He gets the woman, and then she leaves him. When his business falls apart, she leaves him. When he goes under, when he gets at his worst moment, she leaves him. When he was on top, when he killed her ex-boyfriend, and she was okay with it. She still dated the guy. So this is a perfect example of true female nature. In the film Scarface, they sit around and wait for the winners. There's no love involved in that. Sure, improve yourself, take care of yourself, get a good job, wear nice clothes, be in shape, be healthy. But she's waiting around at the finish line for the best guy, the guy with the most money. And okay, maybe I've met some who aren't just looking for the guy with the top money. They're looking for love. But even within that love, there are requirements. There are conditions within that love. She might want somebody special, and she might want real love, quote unquote. But she ain't trying to find that real love with no broke guy. If he's broke, oh, well, I guess it's not real love. Oh, I guess he's not the special guy because he didn't have any money. See how that works? So from the guys who do have money, from the guys who do have resources to entertain her or to provide for her or whatever she wants, to go do stuff, take me out to dinner, all the things that she wants and she thinks is part of her little princess narrative, her little love, marriage, relationship narrative. He needs to have those things. He needs to have that money. He needs to have the ability to do those things. And then it's love. Then he's special, right? You got to pay attention to detail. So this is the truth. This is what I learned. All these girls that I dated, all these girls, they all had one thing in common. They wanted me to be successful. They wanted me to have my stuff together so that I could appease them, so that I could take care of them. And if I didn't, they would leave me. That's just a fact. Finances are a top 3 reason for divorce. You think it's because they can't figure out what to spend all that money on? No, it's because they don't have enough money. Because when you don't have enough money, she's unhappy. And when she's unhappy, happy wife, happy life. If she's not happy, you don't have a happy life. And there's a divorce coming. And she's mad because she can't take any, because you don't have any money. She can't take anything from you in alimony court. This guy is such a liar and such a, he's date these bums and But you don't know what love is. You don't know what faithfulness is. You don't know what loving somebody through hard times is. I don't trust women. This is why I don't trust women. I don't trust love. I don't trust marriage because it's conditional. There's fine print. The fine print is you need to provide. You're a man. Get out there and provide. Okay. It's an exchange. It's a transaction. So I can get somebody for my level of income, because the hotter the girls get, the higher the bar gets raised. The guy has to have more money. Not only does he have to be hot, he has to have a good job and money. And a lot of times he has to have status and fame. Most average guys don't have status and fame, but you better believe they got to be paying bills. But when she gets real hot, then she wants a guy with status and fame. There's $100,000 houses, there's $500,000 houses, there's $1 million houses, there's houses all up and down the 6-figure mark. And they're lived in by men who impress women with their finances and their resources. And the women said, I like this guy's nest. He's got a nice house on the hill. He's overlooking the water. I like this. This will be a good life. Well, take that house away. Take his money away. Take his resources away. Is she going to stick around? Or is she going to say, well, you know what? I got 5 years left on my looks. I'm only 30. I've been taking care of myself. I got till I'm 35. I need to shop myself out. I need to shop myself out there. Go out and find myself a rich man, so I can get another house on the water, because this guy lost his stuff. She ain't gonna be with you if you go from the house on the water to an apartment. Oh, baby, my business went under. I went bankrupt. We got to give up the house. We got to go live in this apartment over on 4th Street. It's a low-income apartment. I'm sorry, baby, but you still love me, right? Baby, where are you? Text me back. Baby, I've been calling you. She gone, player. She gone. She out chasing the next dude with money. The next dude with the house on the hill. The house overlooking the water. This is what our country's about. This is what these women are about. This is hypergamy, bro. This is what it is.